Guys, hello and welcome back to Curious Minds. In this video, I'll be talking about the lost continent of Lemuria, which will be interesting to hear and you'll surely like it. Now, for the video. Now, most people are familiar with the story of Atlantis, the legendary sunken city as described by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato. Till this date, opinion is still divided as to whether this story should be understood literally or taken merely as a morality tale. Now, further east in the subcontinent of India is a similar tale, though it probably is less well known compared to that of Atlantis. This is the lost continent of Lemuria, frequently connected to the legendary Kumarigandam by speakers of the Tamil language. Now, the term Lemuria has its origin in the lateral part of 19th century when English geologist Philip Sclater was puzzled by the presence of small animals, lemur fossils in Madagascar and India, but not in the mainland Africa. Yes, and the Middle East. It was not in the presence of Middle East also. Thus, in 1864, article entitled "The Mammals of Madagascar," Scartel proposed that Madagascar and India were once part of a large continent named Missing Landmass of Lemuria. Sclater's theory was accepted by the scientific community back in those days as explanation of why lemurs could have migrated from Madagascar to India in the ancient times. With emergence of modern concepts of continental drift and plate tectonics, however, Scrattle's proposition of supposed continent was no longer tenable, yet the idea of lost continent refused to die, but still believed that Lemuria was an actual continent that existed in the past. One such group is the Tamil nationalists. The term Kumarigandam first appeared in 15th century in the Kandapuram, the Tamil version of Skandapuram. Yet, stories about an ancient land submerged by the Indian Ocean have been recorded in many earlier Tamil literary works. According to stories, there was a portion of a land that was once ruled by the Pandya kings and was swallowed by the sea. When narratives about Lemuria arrived in the colonial India, the country was going through a period when folklore was beginning to permeate historical knowledge as facts. As a result, Lemuria was quickly evacuated with Kumarigandam. The story of Kumarigandam is not regarded as just a story, but it seems laden too with nationalistic sentiments. It has been claimed that Pandya kings of Kumarigandam were the rulers of the whole Indian subcontinent and the Tamil civilization in the oldest civilization in the world. When Kumarigandam was submerged, its people spread across the world and founded various civilizations, hence the claim that the lost continent was also the cradle of human civilization. Now, so much how the truth is there in the story of Kumarigandam. How much truth is there in that story? According to the researchers at India's National Institute of Oceanography, the sea level lowered by 100 meters about 14,500 years ago and by 60 meters about 10,000 years ago. Hence, it's entirely impossible that there was once a land bridge connecting the island of India, of Sri Lanka and India. As rate of global warming increased between 12,000 and 10,000 years as rising sea level resulted in periodic flooding. This would have submerged prehistoric settlements that were located around the low-lying coastal areas of India and Sri Lanka. Stories of these catastrophic events may have been transmitted orally from one generation to another and finally written down as the story of Kumarigandam. One piece of evidence used to support the existence of this continent, Kumarigandam, is by Adam Bridge, also known as Rama's Bridge, a chain of limestone shoals made up of sand, silt, small pebbles located in the Palk Strait, extending 18 miles from the mainland India to Sri Lanka. This strip of land was once believed to be a natural formation. However, others argue that images taken by a NASA satellite depict this land formation to be a long broken bridge under the ocean's surface. Now, the existence of the bridge in location is supported by another ancient legend. The Ramayana tells the tale of Sita, Rama's wife, being held as a captive of the island of Lanka. Rama commissions a massive building project to construct a bridge to transport his army to Varna, Ape across the ocean of Sri Lanka. As with so-called myths, it seems likely that the least some truth of the ancient Tamil legends of Kumarigandam, but just how much is yet to be determined. So that's all about we are gonna see about Kumarigandam. Now let's see about Zealandia. It's also another lost continent. Now this is a small topic about Zealandia which has not that much information. Now for Zealandia. Now Zealandia is a long, narrow microcontinent that is mostly submerged in the South Pacific Ocean. A microcontinent is a landmass that has been broken off from a main continent. Zealandia broke, which is believed to be broke off from Antarctica from 100 million years ago, and then from Australia about 80 million years ago. Zealandia is about half size of Australia, but only 7% of its above sea level. Most of the terrestrial land that makes up two large islands of the country of New Zealand and the North Island and the South Island, Stewart Island. Just south of the South Island, many smaller islets are also part of Zealandia, New Caledonia. A collection of islands governed by France makes up northern tip of Zealandia. Now, Zealandia generally enjoys a mild temperature climate. In its largest islands have glaciers, and the largest being termed as Tasman Glacier of the South Island. Activity from the last glacier period also carved out many frosts and valleys. The tropical climate of the New Caledonia, on the other hand, has more in common with ocean and the South Pacific. Now, the volcanic activity in Zealandia is very tectonically active region. Part of the microcontinent is on the Australian plate, while the other part is on the Pacific plate. The northern part of Zealandia is very volcanic. There are 6 major areas with active volcanoes, the largest being the Tapio volcano zone on the North Island. Geochemical activity caused the interaction of Australia and Pacific plates. Also means the natural glaciers and hot springs scattered through Zealandia. Both North and South Islands have volcanic mountain ranges from running through their centers. The North Island is dominated by the North Island volcanic plateau, with primary mountain range of the South Island is in the Southern Alps. Both mountains range are slowly getting higher through a process called tectonic uplift. We will make a separate video about this, which is known as the tectonic uplift. Now for the underwater Zealandia. The submerged part of Zealandia is rich in mineral deposits. Although New Zealand's government strictly controls undersea mining activity, there are also many natural gas fields scattered through Zealandia. The Maui natural gas field in Tasman Sea's largest underwater Zealandia is of the value to the science as business. During the glacial periods, sea levels fell and more of Zealandia was above water. Zealandia's submerged fossils provide valuable clues to the life of those during periods. Now, the microcontinent of Zealandia helps determine New Zealand's exclusively the economic zone of offshore area around a country. A country may have natural resources such as oil or fish in its EEZ without permission from another organization. Now, New Zealand's EEZ is about 4.3 million square kilometers, which is about 2.7 square miles, more than 15 times of the around land above the ground. Now that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Hope you like this video. If you don't forget to hit the like button, and if you want more videos, subscribe to Curious Minds, and if you have any ideas, suggest in the comment box. Until a good video, this is me, Curious Minds, signing off. Bye.